Okay, it's just a little bit past 1 o'clock and I'm heading to Superior Township where I was yesterday, and I found the 2 dead mute swans. I called the DNR office this morning in Michigan. They said like they could not send anybody out, and it was up to me if I wanted to get one of the swans, put it in a bag, bring it to the office in Southfield. They'll send it to Lansing and they'll do some tests on it to determine what was the cause of death. The only problem, I mean, I feel that I'm leaning towards the trumpeters causing the death, but it could be disease, or it could be hopefully it's not a gunshot wound. But the problem is, I don't have any canoe. The Swan is about 100 feet offshore. Temperature is like 37 degrees. I imagine that water temperature is probably about 32, 34 degrees. So it should be interesting. Okay, stay tuned. I'm back at the pond in Superior Township with the 2 dead mute swans. This one's still in its location that I saw yesterday, but he is maybe about 60 yards away from me. The other one was right over there, but looks like overnight he floated to that side. And I think I can get to the other one without getting too wet if I go across and get on the other side of the pond. The trumpeters are way around the bend over there, and it's probably gonna be cold. But should be fun. 2 dead mute swans, Superior Township, Michigan. Okay, so I just came back from where I was yesterday. One of the swans has not moved from its location, but it's about 60 yards away, and that water looks a little too cold and deep to walk through. But the other swan moved about 80 yards from its location yesterday, and I do believe I can get to it, probably going through a little water, but there's some reeds, so hopefully maybe I'm just dealing with like 6 inches, 8 inches of water. And I brought my own trash bags with me, so my goal is to keep my feet wet. I mean, keep my feet dry, not wet. And but the only thing is I have to go all the way to the other side of the pond, walk through another cornfield that I've never been to before. And the trumpeters are over here, and they're building their nest. Right over here, they're building their nest right now. I'll come back and take a picture of it later. But that still leads me to believe it was the trumpeters that ended up killing the mute swans. But hopefully I'll be able to bag one of these mute swans, bring it to the DNR, and they can test for what caused the death. Hope you enjoy. Alrighty, making my way to the other side of the pond here. Hopefully I'll be able to bag one of these dead mute swans. My goal is to get one bagged and not to get too wet. It's cold. It's about 35 degrees, and I imagine that water temperature is about the same. Hope you enjoyed my video. So far so good. I just got to get out of this brush. It's deeper than what I thought. Nope. Not gonna make it. Getting too wet, too deep. Have to turn it back. And these are the 2 beautiful trumpeter swans, Superior Township. They were around the bend over there building their nest. Then they came down here when I was trying to get to the mute swan, but the water's a little too deep and it's a little too cold, and I don't feel like being a polar bear right now. But I'll have to leave it up to people's speculation, and if it was them that killed the 2 mute swans, if it was a parasite, or a gunshot. But unfortunately, I don't have any of the resources, a canoe or